We have folks that are struggling financially and are looking for ways to help make ends meet. Across the Triad, communities are working to provide rental assistance to those residents. Tonight on 2 Wants to Know, we're getting your questions about rental assistance programs answered. We are joined tonight by Caitlin Bowers, City of Greensboro Grant Administrator, Sharon Barlow, Deputy Director of Guilford County Department of Health and Human Services, and Marla Newman, Director of Community Development for the City of Winston-Salem. Thank you all for joining us to help educate and inform. The first thing that we need to talk about is these 3 programs are very different and they're all about geography. So, rent and utility assistance. The City of Greensboro has their own program. If you live in the city limits, you have to apply to the City of Greensboro. If you live in Guilford County, that means you do not live in the city limits, then you're going to apply to the county program. Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, they are joining forces, so no matter where you live in that area, you will be applying to that program. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk Greensboro. So Caitlin, that is you, yes? Okay, we're going to go through each one: Greensboro, Guilford County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. That way we can give you an idea of what the thresholds are for each program and some of the key points for each program. So Caitlin, first, let's go over just the median income and what that means when it comes to the thresholds for who can apply.
Yes, anyone within the city limits of Greensboro, renter households at or below 80% area median income. That would mean for a household of 4, an income of approximately $54,000. And in addition to that, the household has to be experiencing a financial hardship due to COVID-19.
And how do they have to prove that?
The documentation for COVID-19, we have self-certifications available, as well as providing proof of unemployment, any type of job loss, hours lost due to COVID-19, directly or indirectly.
Okay, and then now let's take a look at the information page that we kind of put together for the City of Greensboro for the program. It is rent and utility assistance up to 12 months, but there's something that happens every 3 months.
Yes, every 3 months we will recertify the household if they continue to apply. That recertification would include looking at the financial situation of the household and the impact of COVID-19. So every 3 months the household can reapply for assistance up to 12 months.
Okay, and they do need to recertify as well and prove that they need that help.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to Guilford County. Again, we're taking each one by one, and then we will allow you to ask questions on each one of the programs. So Sharon, let's take a look at the median income eligibility for Guilford County.
So our eligibility requirements are very similar to the City of Greensboro. The same area median income, 80% or less, and as Caitlin said, around that $54,000 for a family of 4. And you do need to be in Guilford County, not in the city limits of Greensboro. Also the same is there has to have been some financial hardship due to COVID, whether it was a job loss, a reduction of income, you incurred a significant cost, could have been additional daycare funds because schools were closed. Any of those would qualify for a household crisis because of COVID. Also, that the family is either at risk of homelessness or they're experiencing housing instability. All of those things are very similar to Greensboro's requirements, and hopefully our community will be able to see the similarities in the program and know what the requirements are.
All right, and your program has already started taking applications.
Yes, we started on Monday on our website, and we've already received over 215 applications for the assistance.
All right, Marla, let's move on to you and Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. Winston-Salem, Forsyth County kind of joining forces there. There are 2 different kinds of programs that people can apply for. So let's talk about that first.
Sure. So the first program is a rental assistance, utility assistance, and mortgage assistance program. And so with that particular program, that is only for Winston-Salem residents. So those who live within the city limits of Winston-Salem can apply to that one particular program. That particular program was funded with CARES Act dollars. And so that's why it has the mortgage assistance available for residents. And that particular program will be administered by 4 local nonprofits who will accept the applications and assist the residents who qualify. Much like Guilford County and the city of Greensboro, the eligibility criteria are the same. These are all federal dollars, so the requirements are all the same across the board. Like I said, the significance of that first program is for those who are homeowners who need mortgage assistance. This is an avenue of support for them. But then the second program, which is strictly rent and utility assistance, and that's the larger program that was funded by the Treasury Department right after the Christmas holidays, that's the program that we're actually partnering with Forsyth County on. And we thought that that would be helpful for our community because it provided one point of access for any resident. And so, again, eligibility criteria are the same in terms of area median income. Here in our area, you're looking at just shy of $5,400 for a family of 4 if you're 80% of area median income. One thing we have done, though, is we're going to stress that there are a group of people that we will prioritize, and those people are those who maybe earn less than 50% of area median income. So for a household of 4, 50% of area median income is just shy of $34,000 a year. We'll also prioritize those who have been unemployed or out of work for 90 consecutive days due to COVID. And then we'll also prioritize those who are who have received an eviction notice and are at imminent risk of housing displacement or as Sharon Barlow mentioned, homelessness.
Okay,
so
great.
Those 3 groups will be prioritized in our fund.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to now allow you to ask the questions. So what we want you to do is we want you to text us the questions that you have for our 3 experts. Again, the city of Greensboro, Guilford County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. The number that you're going to text is going to come straight up so that you'll have it, 336-379-5775. What happens is we want you to text the number. We do not want you to call the number. We don't have a way for us to answer the phone. What we do have is a way to get your text messages so that we can then ask our experts. We're going to be back in just a few moments.